PS2 emulation on the AYN Odin is... let's just check it out. First up, and we're running with Blitz The League on the PS2, and this is running really smoothly. Now a game like this, a game of this nature, American football, can get away with a little bit of stuttering and slowness, but I was really pleased to see that the AYN Odin is delivering this awesomely. It really gives you that sense of urgency and keeps you on your seat as you're trying to not get sacked, and really gives you that sense of speed as you're trying to run for that touchdown. Previously on the Retro Pocket 2 Plus, this ran quite well, but it's a completely different league when you look at it on the AYN Odin, a much more enjoyable experience, and you can really see the power of the AYN Odin coming through with this. Following up, and another game that we checked on the RP2 Plus as well, and that's Kinetica. And again, this is running really well on the AYN Odin. It's not perfect, there's definitely moments of slowdown and stutter that you can notice, but in a game like this, it's not enough to slow you down and to stop the enjoyment. For the most part, it's really silky smooth, the graphics are great, and it's a really enjoyable experience. Now, I will note that all of these games are running on 2x resolution, and any other changes that I've made and modifications, I will state to each of those games. And as you can see, the graphics look absolutely glorious, and it's got that kind of look, it's got that rose tinted look of what you remember these games look like, as opposed to maybe what they do look like when you try to run them again on the actual hardware. Next up, we're looking at shocks, and I really didn't expect a lot for this because this is a pretty intensive game, and as you can see straight off, it is pretty slow, and you can see those graphical issues that we saw on the RP2 Plus as well, where you can see through the track, making it a completely unplayable game and experience. But the good news is that if you change the GPU renderer from OpenGL to Vulkan, it's a completely different story. The graphics sort themselves out straight away, and you can get a much smoother gameplay experience as well. For the most part, I've always thought OpenGL was going to be the best and smoothest experience, but it's good to see that we have options, and Vulkan really made a difference to this game. As I said in the GameCube episode, I will do a follow-up where I discuss all the different settings you can look at to try and get the most out of your games. Now, like a lot of you out there, I saw Top Gun Maverick and I thought it was awesome, so I wanted to fly some jets on my AYN Odin, so I took to the skies in Ace Combat 5, and it was really good, a really enjoyable experience. Now, I will say that there was quite a noticeable amount of slowdown in this game, but I think with the nature of it flying through the skies, it doesn't make itself as apparent as you're playing throughout the game. I did try changing a few settings on this one, but nothing really seemed to change it all that much. On top of that, you can also notice there's some weird graphical issues, especially when you're looking at the sun, and changing GPU renderer didn't really make any difference to that either. So not a perfect experience from Ace Combat, but still one of those few games where you can enjoy them even if there are some stuttering issues. Like I'll always caveat, I am a very forgiving gamer, and this is one of those games where I'll still enjoy it even though there's a bit of slowdown. A game that I really did struggle with though was Time Splitters 2, and I was absolutely gutted about this. Time Splitters 2 is such an amazing game, and it has so much nostalgia for me. I was really looking forward to getting back into this, and even playing it with so much slowdown and so much jitteriness, I was still enjoying it so much. That's how good this game is. But unfortunately, it's just completely unplayable. For a first-person shooter like this, where precision is absolute paramount, it's just not a game that can be really enjoyed on this device. And again, I tried quite a few settings on this one, and I wasn't able to find anything that really stuck or worked. Following up though with a much better experience, and that's Tiger Woods 06 on the PS2, and this was an absolute pleasure to play. Kind of similar to Ace Combat, where this is a game where it can deal with slowdown and not affect you too much. As you can see, there's definitely some slowdown effects in the game, but when it comes to the most important parts of the gameplay, when it comes to enjoying the actual gameplay experience and taking your shots, the AYN Odin provided enough emulation power to make this gameplay experience really enjoyable. So much to the point where I've actually knocked out quite a few rounds of golf on this, and I think this is going to be my summer go-to golfing game experience. There are a few settings that you can play around with to improve Tiger Woods, and it's not going to be 100% perfect, but it's going to be damn near good. And like I said, it doesn't take away from the enjoyment of what is essentially a slow-paced and relaxed game anyway. Now, we will be following this up with a full AYN Odin review, and if you don't want to miss that, make sure you subscribed with the notification bell hit as well. Once again, thank you for watching, and see you next time.